Hello, RC fans, race fans. I should add sim fans because that's what my channel's all about. I hope you're having a good day. Now, I thought I'd do a quick video. This is something that's been a conversation that I've been going on about for years and years throughout my life to various people, but never really documented it. So I thought, I wonder if I'm the only one that thinks like this. Maybe I am. I am a bit unique. If you know me, you'll know why. Now, the debate. I want your opinions on this. This will be a good feedback for anyone that watches this video. I'm sure many of you would have had similar thoughts or even conversations. Now, I haven't done a particularly great thumbnail or background picture because I had to just scoot together some pictures and, they weren't, maybe that's my fallings. They weren't all the same resolution and it's a bit patchy, but it does the job. So we've got three pictures at the moment. Before you, we've got a quite topical RC10 from Team Associated. Below that, a chap there, or whoever, with a cart. And underneath me, you'll see, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it is a UK Formula One stock car. Now, here's the debate. Bear in mind, I used to race karts, I used to race stock cars, and I currently dabble with RC racing and race for the BRCA, and I have actually ordered one of those RC10s. Now, apart from that, you're probably thinking, great, who cares? The main thing is the terminology. Let's go over what uh, experience. This is what I've experienced over my lifetime with people who may or may not know anything about any one of these. They might know more, they might know less. I'm not going to be in too much of it. In my opinion, I'm usually quite straight to the point. So, in my opinion, they haven't got a clue what they're talking about, basically, and that could include family members, and even family members' comments can really piss me off sometimes. But we're all entitled to an opinion. So here we go. RC10. Now, if you're into RC racing, it's a very iconic early 80s, about 1984 competition buggy that was used at the World Championships. So high level and very, very successful. RC racing are toys. There's the first debate. What do you think? Karting. That's a modern day kart, roughly, that you can see below you. Super expensive, super quick, and you have to be super talented to be anywhere winning in one of those, whether it be club level or world championship level. Well, they're not. That might not be a 100cc car. I think they're like almost like Rotax Maxes. I can't quite see the picture from here. I can't remember, but 125cc, a lot of money. And what do we call them? Go-karts. Oh, that used to bug me. The one below me, the Brisker Formula One stock car, raced in the UK around a quarter mile ovals, give or take, tarmac or shale. Often referred to by those that don't know as a banger. It really pisses me off. Now, the debate being even. So we'll start off with the stock car now. Well, it ain't a banger. Let me quickly show you what a banger is. Below me is a banger. So that's a banger. They have also raced around UK ovals, shale or tarmac, quarter mile. I'm not going to get into debates of if they're expensive or not. That's not what this is about. But when you refer to banger racing, this is what you refer to. Now, I can understand that stock car and banger racing they tend to go hand in hand. When you refer to one, you tend to refer to the other. They are raced at the same venues, not at the same time on the track, but at the same meeting, and they both draw the crowd in. So stock car and banger racing. So if you had a stock car, you don't really call it a banger because that's a banger, and they are completely different to the picture I just showed you. Onto the karting picture. So the karting picture has now changed to a go-kart. Now the problem is they are go-karts. They but in racing terms, karting, I would this is a good debate. I would say is something that you race and you travel around the country. This is going to get quite technical now. You usually have your own cart and you transport it around the country to various venues and race it yourself. There's nothing stopping you do that with the cart that you see there. But those are like what you go to an indoor cart, go-kart, and you hire it out and race with your mates around an indoor circuit, have a laugh, then go home. Now, I know that can be quite serious. I get it. And there's some very good people that do that as well. I'm not all about that either. But to me, that's a go-kart. Those are bangers. And those are toys. Toys, go-kart, banger. RC car, karting, stock car. So I think the purpose of this is just to debate it. You're all entitled to your own opinion. But if you're going to say anything other than what I said there, you're wrong. Now, it'd be nice to hear for the. I mean, this is pretty much based. The stock car bit is a very UK thing. If you look up the actual term stock car and then look at anything around the world, like NASCAR, they are stock cars, but they're not what the term derives from many moons ago. A stock car basically was a car that you take all the bits and pieces off it that you're not going to use. For example, windows, electrics, put in some safety stuff, maybe a controlled tyre, maybe a number on the side, and you go and race. Stock car. Now that Formula One there, the Brisker Formula One stock car, I burped then, is exactly not that. They cost about a good nowadays to a competitive one of those about 100 grand a year to run. You can buy them brand new for about 80, 70, 80, 90 grand new. You can get them cheaper second hand, of course. But it's certainly not a cheap hobby. That's another debate. I had an argument with someone online. This is one of those finger. This is one of those keyboard warrior situations where someone said it's definitely not a hobby at 100 grand. I agree, but it is a hobby if you look into it. Kart. You can race karts at most levels, but to be competitive, which is what we're going at, competitive at club level, anywhere from about, if you're racing local and you race at one track, maybe you can get that down to about, I don't know, a couple of grand a year maybe, and that's without buying the car, obviously. He said car, but kart. But if you want to race at Super 1, which is sort of the highest tier in the UK, I think you're looking at somewhere like, I mean, there's not many privateers that do that because they can't afford it. But again, you're probably looking at maybe 100 grand. Maybe not quite that much. Maybe it is. I'm thinking from the last conversation I had, it's about 100 grand, let alone racing abroad. Mental. RC10. Racing any radio control car at World Championship level is not going to be a couple of £100. Now, that will cost that RC10 nowadays, it's coming out in May, is about, well, I think, £399. That's a lot of money for a toy, but that's just back in the day. I think it was still in 1984. There's no way I could ever get one of those, and I think they were about, I don't know, what were they back then? 300, £300 back then in 1984. That's a lot of money. Maybe less than that. I can't remember. But to race anything rally control car wise and we're talking at the high tier, so British Championship level, like the BRCA, national level, I should say, or world class level, you're not going to just pick up a controller and go take your toy and whiz it around a track and be competitive. It won't work. And yes, it caters for all sorts of ages, like the karting does and like the stock car racing does. You have a range of, let's call them young kids, anything from 16 at the pictures you see here up to any adult age. It spans your lifetime. And there's some really skilled people, young and old. So to classify these as toys, go-karts, and bangers, you're wrong. I want to know what you think, because I'm quite passionate about this, as you can probably tell. Do you agree? I mean, toys, toy cars, racing around in a field, smashing them up, who cares? Go-karts, taking it down your local club or going down to your local indoor karting circuit and having a laugh with your mates and having a beer afterwards. Turning up at a stock car event and gutting out your Mini or your Fiesta and just going around the track and smashing the shit out of it. I don't know. In their own rights, they're all very entertaining. And I've been lucky enough to do all of them, maybe not quite in that particular picture. I definitely didn't do Brisker Formula 1, but I did a variant of it. That particular car, well, maybe not quite like that, but I have done karting. And I have done British Championship level karting back in the day. That was super difficult financially. Rudder controlled car racing, I've done that. Not off-road, but I've done the 1/12 indoor carpet racing, which I'm still into. Certainly not cheap, I can tell you that now, and certainly not easy. So, what are your thoughts? Where are you? Which side of the fence are you sitting on? Are you toys, go-karts and bangers? Or rally control cars, karting and stock car racing? It'd be good to hear from you. Anyway, there's nothing else to say other than enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.